Hi, cousins, and welcome to the Sunday Reset Podcast. I'm your host, Alicia J., and I'm so glad that you came to spend a few minutes of time to be with me today. I see you're growing and you're glowing, and I love this look on you, but have you been doubting God's timing recently? Yeah? Let's talk about it. This week's episode is Learning to Trust God's Timing, and our weekly scripture is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. And it says, "Yet God has made everything beautiful in His own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. He planted eternity in our hearts. Time is literally in our veins, carrying our existence from birth to our homegoing. But yet, time is one of the most abstract topics that we just can't understand. Time puts pressure on us to live the lives that we want, but yet it's the one thing that isn't promised to us. So I know that it's easy to doubt His timing or even His voice. You can find yourself easily questioning God, like, I need you now. Where are you? I need you. I've been there so many a time, but each time He's reminded me that I can't let the natural dictate my when. He's a punctual God. He Himself lives outside of time and space. And in retrospect, His timing always makes sense. Doubting His timing, though, is something that I've been working on improving, and quite frankly, I just haven't perfected it yet. It's way easier said than done to trust His timing. But doubting God's timing is selfish, and it's a result of our human impatience, uncertainty, and a desire for immediate solutions. Trusting in God's divine timing requires a faith in a larger, unseen plan. God is not conspiring against you, though sometimes it may feel that way. Like, why are you allowing the enemy to come against me? Why are you having these roadblocks be placed in my way? Why am I having to jump through hurdles to get to the destination that you want me to be in? Sometimes we feel like a lot of pressure is being applied in our lives, and we automatically assume that that's all that is fated for us is hardship and pain. But that's most certainly not the case. Things will get better, as they always have before, and you're perceiving these things differently than how they actually are because you don't trust His timing and your purpose. And you can't make any assumptions about where things are headed. You can't let your intrusive thoughts lie to you. You can't make the assumptions because you don't have the GPS to navigate you to the end. This is where your trust in God comes into play, because He is your navigator and He is the creator of all things, so who better else to trust than Him? But how do you trust God's timing and stop depending on your own understanding? I'll tell you about some things that I've been working on to help develop my trust in His timing. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you gain some value and comfort from this video. It helps the algorithm get this video out to more people like you. And most recently, I've had an experience where I was questioning God's timing. My vehicle's transmission died, and it was a costly repair that made no economical sense to fix due to the age of the vehicle and the value of the car prior to the maintenance issue. I faced several delays and hurdles with getting a new vehicle that it was starting to discourage me. I asked God, why would you allow for these blocks and delays to be in my way when it should just be a simple transaction realistically? I kept praying, but it didn't seem like I got an immediate answer or any answer at all. And to be completely honest, it felt like things were getting worse. Fast forward to about a month after my car broke down, I was blessed with a brand new vehicle straight off the lot with 19 miles on it. The dealership took my busted old car at more than what it was actually worth as a trade, and I was able to get the new vehicle with all the upgrades, and it came in underneath the MSRP. And when I was in the dealership, I felt the presence of God walking me through that transaction, and the salesman connected with me spiritually also. I knew I was in the right place and at the right time. It just felt right. And in that moment, I had to take a step back to reflect on the blessings that I still had, even though I wasn't with a vehicle for a month. I was still able to get back and forth to work. I was still able to take care of my responsibilities. But it was hard to see all the blessings that God had given to me before that purchase was done. I was so concerned about being mobile to get back and forth to work and to be able to handle other responsibilities because that was my lifeline. I knew that God wouldn't forsake me, but every day that went by, it made it feel like my goal was distancing itself from me more and more. So if you're feeling like how I felt, try to do this instead of worrying. Pray and meditate. Spend time in prayer and silence. Build your confidence to have a conversation with him, to get to know him better, for him to get to know you more, for you to be vulnerable with him. You have to understand God's character and his nature and his love. Once you understand that he is there for you to provide and to support and to take care of you, you can ease yourself into trusting him a little bit better. Practice patience. Recognize that waiting doesn't mean inactivity. It's an opportunity for growth. Focus on what you have and express gratitude. Share your journey with your community. Surround yourselves with like-minded individuals that can help strengthen your trust. And you have to spend time with him by reading or listening to his word when you feel overwhelmed. Let him guide you to what he wants you to do. And the last thing is to let go and let God. I know that this is a common cliche, but you have to acknowledge that you can't control everything. Surrender control to him and trust in his timing. Hopefully you gained the seed that you needed to grow today. I really do thank him always for bringing me through, and I can't wait to see what he has in store for you. And as always, it's been nice speaking with you, cousins. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with a friend or two. And thank you for listening. You're growing and glowing always. I love this look on you. See you next week. Bye.